Hello everyone, I'm Overhaul and today we'll be talking about Dabi being Toya Todoroki theory. Now, I know the theory has been around for a while and I even talked about it in my Dabi discussion video, but I decided to do it again because it's very likely that it's going to be revealed in this arc because it would be kind of a good writing twist with having this kind of reveal itself being a big thing, like an over dramatic scene. It would actually be already revealed to his team, and they would be revealed to the public. That would be kind of unique for everyone to take in. So yeah, it's probably that's what I think it's gonna be with the reveal. But let's go through all the evidence. So all the people who are denying it or haven't really looked into it will have an easier time understanding. So, first thing we need to go through is the timeline. Now, the timeline is, well, pretty put your own information in because we don't know a lot about what the past with Toya and we don't know a lot of things with what Dabi did before. The things we know about Toya is the fact that he had a quirk that of extreme powerful flame type quirk. I think it was stated that his fire was actually harder than Davos, which I also believe is the case with Darby's. Or I do believe Endeavor ranks a bit higher than Darby, but that could just be because of his super moves, like the ones he did to defeat and the Huchan or Hayat no more. Then the next thing to talk, then we have the whole fact that that and now they trained Toya. We don't know for how long. We don't know if he trained Toya until Shoto was born he or he trained her before Natsu was born. We don't know, but we know he was trained by Endeavor. And we also know that he has a weak constitution, which I believe means that he has a weak body like his mother, which would also explain why he was smaller than Natsu, even though he is supposed to be his big brother. Also, it's just quickly to mention, Natsu is also bigger than Fuyumi, and she's like 23, and which, wait, no. I believe there's like a 4 year gap between Fuyumi and Natsu. So I don't know exactly how that's a great example, but how, but so that it is weird that Dora is supposed to be like 10 year. It's supposed to be like I don't know a couple of years. It's supposed to be older than Fuyumi, but yet he's so small. Honest to God, he seems like around Shoto's age. It's all those flashback images. But yeah, that's all we know about Toya's history. The next thing we need to talk about is Dabi's past. And Dabi's past is, well, he got burned by his quirk eventually, or some way. He didn't commit any crimes before joining the league. And he might met a great plastic surgeon, which is only assumed because Twice made a joke comment about the be to Toga to make her I guess feel better or something. But yeah, not much. Now we are working with a big timeline because if we consider the fact that the time we saw him to our first time, which I believe Shoto was 5 years old, means there's about a 10 year gap. Almost 11 years considering the fact that it's soon going to be end of the month and Shoto was soon considered like I believe it's December in My Academia world. Or at least close to December and Shoto has his birthday in January if I remember correctly. So yeah, almost 11 year gap or at least 10. So yeah, we have enough vagueness and, and enough of a time for this to be happened. From where Toya could get from a honest to God, looked like underdeveloped child to a whatever the fuck you would call Dabi. Seriously, I would say he an adult, but I think he's still something, but he's too burnt. So yeah, the timeline and Toya. So far, there's no contradiction. Also, we don't know exactly when the moment happened where not so that whatever happened to Big Bird Toya or what happened to Big Bird Toya. We don't know that timeline, so we can't really put it together. Like maybe it's going to be expanded later, but so far we don't know. So yeah. Now the next thing we should talk about are their appearances. So yeah, as I mentioned, Toya looked like an underdeveloped child, like freakishly. I mean, smaller size, no real muscle. How if we take the picture with that flashback with him, he didn't even seem to know how to do any even basic sports. Where it could just be he was trying to do that lake in the air lake thing with a football, but he probably don't know exactly. Yeah, that could be another hint to show us that it was actually trained up until Shoto was born because he had no idea how to do football, but we don't know that. So yeah, that so yeah. By appearances, then it's not big on the body muscle like that because that has changed and there is enough gap for from this to this. So yeah, the next thing we should talk about now his eyes and hair color because those two are the big things we can really discuss. Now his hair, no, Thor's hair is black while Dobby's is clearly black. Wait, yeah, Thor's hair is red and Dobby's hair black. So Tor, no, there's multiple ways we can explain the color change in hair. Hair dive, manga world explanation, burned so much that his hair changed color. There are explanations we can have. How we could even say it's a wig, although I believe the wig would be burned if it was, but still, yeah, the explanations to why Dabi has black hair while Tora has red hair. How I believe originally Tora was supposed to have white hair, but in the offer her coach she changed from white to red. So yeah, we can say there are explanations for why Tora would have a different hair color. And as for the eyes, we haven't seen Tora's eyes, mostly because we haven't seen him in that much. But consider the fact one image we saw him from the back, in which we just saw how he was falling, and that had his hair flying up, which implied that his hair is long enough to cover his eyes, which is the case because of the fact that we saw the image of him, how he looked like he did have his eyes covered. Now I do wonder if it's going to be revealed that Toya had the same marks on his eyes as Dabi has right now, considering they even keep the Hikoshi even kept his eyes his eye or area around his eyes secretive. So yeah, we're gonna find out later, most likely. So yeah, the next thing we to talk about is his quirk. Now quirk is probably like the least valuable evidence we can have because well there are other flame type users and the only thing we know about Tora's quirk is the fact that it is a fire type and it does possess greater firepower than Endeavor's. And since I believe it's pretty much confirmed that Dabi's quirk is by flame alone better than Endeavor's. In fact, I believe the only reason why Endeavor would rank higher on the power scale than Dabi is because Endeavor has like those super finishing moves like what's that move he used to finish high enough Prominence Burn I believe, and then there's that move I believe that he's trying to teach Shoto So yeah, he does have powerful fire type moves. Well, we haven't seen a powerful fire type move from Darby. So far, it just seems to be my flame is enough powerful to just eliminate anything. Like maybe we will see it in this arc, but so far that seems to be our thing. Plus, I would like to question like who in the universe scaled Darby. I mean, I know those are some character guidebooks, but let's be honest with ourselves, they have changed a lot since then. Or at least they have mostly changed. So yeah, that whole thing. Now, the next thing to talk about is some of the ways that W responds every time he meets a Todoroki, or every time it's something like that. If W is how much is Todoroki's, or he thinks about something, or Todoroki's sad, like, alright. So, first time we really had any interaction, W had any interactions with Todoroki was when in the first training camp arc when he said how sad showed to Todoroki when he was he was went away to with kidnapping Bakugou. So yeah, so that's the first time he ever had any interactions. Although he is a way for Dabi to find this information out, it did seem to be more emotional than just a villain mocking the hero. In fact, I don't even know if Dabi is the type of a villain that would even openly mock a hero. But yeah, Dabi basically seems to have some kind of a personal reason for pointing Shoto out, and that seems to be even more implied double because in the Pro Hero arc, Shoto remembered the moment where Dabi said, "How sad Shoto Todoroki." So yeah. No, that's the first time. The next times that we have Shoto, Dabi, and Endeavor, which just to mention it, it seems like the first time they could see each other, Endeavor didn't see him, and that Dabi couldn't see him as well. Basically, it is like the two had no chance of meeting. Well, they had a chance, but there was a reason why Dabi couldn't meet it. Endeavor. So yeah, the only time we have any interaction between Angie and Dabi is when Endeavor could barely see. He only knew it was the little villain's Dabi. And he was like, "Ooh, I just want to have a chat with you, Mr. Number One Hero, Angie Todoroki." Okay, I imply there's some kind of deep reasoning why. Yeah, like, and you know what? I just want in the way kind of how Dabi kind of comes off from those scenes kind of implies. Oh, I cannot wait to tell you. I cannot wait to see the look on your face when you find this out. I get that vibe from Dabi. Like, even if you want to say it's because he is going to take the opportunity to kill top two pro heroes, or just to play off the villain persona, but no, it does seem like he has something that would really he cannot wait to see. So yeah, plus Dabi does wanna meet Never again. It's all like don't go kick in the bucket. So yeah, there does seem to be something. I wonder if the media will ever comment on that. Like if after this arc there will be like a comment saying, first Dabi appeared in the city to try to challenge Endeavor and Hawks, and now they destroy the city. And maybe someone's gonna mention, but no, I don't know he was trying to kill the two pro heroes. I mean, he didn't seem to have something else planned for Endeavor. So yeah, we don't know exactly. So yeah, we see that. There seems to be some weird thing with Dabi wanting to really, I mean, like he is playing something. So yeah, that's it. Now, another thing to mention about Dabi is that he seems to despise the idea of society based on people's quirks, and it make your quirk more powerful and you'll be gain a higher status. And it's very likely the reason why he despises this idea is if he is Toya Todoroki, is because it never kind of trained him in a way that would basically be like that. I mean, to be number one pro hero, you must have a mastery of your powerful quirk. And Dabi does have a powerful quirk, it's just his body cannot comprehend it as much as a flame user is able to, or should. So he is kinda pissed at that. That explains the whole thing. And as for the quirk thing, just to mention it, Dabi's quirk can very likely be a part of the Todoroki family because it is a fire quirk. And even though there's a lot of people in the world that have a fire quirk, it's not impossible for him to have. It's not impossible that he's not a member of the Todoroki family just because other people have a fire quirk. Also, we know Dabi gets burned by his own quirk, and we don't know exactly what happened to Toya when he overused his quirk, but it's also possible that he got burned, so it would make sense by the quirk. I mean, Dabi's quirk is basically what someone would imagine for Toya's quirk to be. So yeah, that's the whole. So yeah, there's no real disproof by the quirk or really any big proof, but the quirk does fit. Now, was there anything else I wanted to discuss? Oh yeah, the disproof. The reason why some people might deny it is because there's such a big population and it's possible to find someone that would have a quirk and even the eye color, and it would kind of make the world small if Dabi was Toya Todoroki. But yeah, I can contradict those easily. First thing, the whole big population and the possibility, yes. But not only are we looking for someone that has the fire quirk and the same eye color, which seems to be rare in My Academia world, would shrink that number down. So yeah, that kind of disproves that. Plus, by the story, it doesn't make sense to have Dabi and Toya not be the same person, because why would you have a character that fits this role of Toya perfectly, but then have the two be different people? Like, yeah, no. I mean, let's think about this. How likely it is that it never would have another child because there is some personal relationship and some people were finding out the idea of Dabi being step brother, even though that would make no sense for him then to keep his name a secret. I mean, just give his name and his last name that isn't Todoroki because his mother didn't have the Todoroki name, and why keep it a secret then? Hell, even if I'll just change you. How I mean, I don't think that would remember it, but still. So yeah, it doesn't make the story logical sense to have two people that are part of the Todoroki family, both of them having the same, basically the same idea behind their quirks, being all extremely powerful fire type quirks, and both of their bodies not being able to handle it, and both of them being kept completely in the past and completely kept in mystery, and just not have it be the same person. I mean, it's vague enough that no one would put it together, but still, if you think about what sense does it make to have Toya and Dabi be different people? I mean, I guess there might be some way you could spin it, but it makes the most amount of sense that Dabi and Toya are the same person. So yeah. No, anyways, I hope you like this video. I hope you're gonna leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you people next time. Bye.